Are you ready for some Procreate fun? Well, let's jump in! Hi and welcome to my YouTube series. My name is Brenda Bakker and I'm from the Netherlands. I'm working on a series right now which is called Alphabet, Brushlettering for Everybody, based on a book by Carla Kamphuis. And for this one I'm at the letter Q at the moment, and I was very uninspired this day to taping it. You know, because it's hard to think about different kind of challenges to create your letters. But if you're uninspired, then always I go back to the Instant Artist set by Lisa Glantz, because it makes you feel like an instant artist. So the lot of brushes I will be using for this one is by the Instant Artist set from Lisa Glantz, and I also used a few of the plush pencil set by Lisa Glantz. I'm also working on the chiffon paper, which comes with, I think it was the plush pencil set by Lisa Glantz, and I've created a square canvas out of that. And we're going to play around with some textures and some lovely forms and shapes from those sets. So let's get started. So for this one I will be starting out with my messy brush pen, and I'm going to make a kind of rectangle but with round corners. So I'm going downwards with a lot of pressure, and all the other strokes will be having slighter pressure, but I don't want them to be too thin because I want to do something within the letter. So at 71%, and maybe if you use a different canvas your sizes could be a lot different, but for me it will be okay like this. Pressure, lighter, 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 and pressure. And I think these are okay, just need a little bit of adjustments to them. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because perfect is nice to look at. And create something a little bigger in this corner. It's just a creative letter, right? And so I'm going to make the stroke here a little thicker and straight. So I think approximately like this would be a lovely capital Q. And it's a playful one and a cheerful one, and that's what we need for this one, because I want to have a creative and a playful letter. I think I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, thicker. But make sure this one would be thicker than all the rest. A little bit of a rounding. A little bit bigger now. I think this one is cute and we can use it to play around with. So for this time I'm going to select this one and create a new layer on top of that. And I'm going to make the black ink invisible. And now we're going to color in. And for that we're going to the Lisa Glantz brushes. Where do I have them? It's the plush pencil set. And one of my favorites to use is the soft charcoal brush. And I'm going to use it in this green. And it works kind of like a watercolor brush. So when you go over it too much or make too much pressure, the color will be lighter. So don't go over it too much. And I will put it at full size and just color it in. Not too much pressure. Because when I have too much pressure, the color will become lighter, and I don't want that. Because it's selected, I can also draw outside of the lines and you won't see a thing about it. So, and maybe this one is too light, so I can get over it a little bit. You see, it's becoming darker instantly. And that's what I want for the down part of this letter, so it's okay for the down part of it. Because it's kind of like a multiplied brush also. And maybe I'm going to mix this a little bit. Go with the same brush. Just keep it a soft blend, not too much. So, and for every step I'm going to do now, I make a new layer. So I'm going to make a new layer on top of that. I choose a darker green and I go to the hatch brush, the soft, hatch soft, also at a bigger size. And I'm going to create some hatches on the downside of the letter. So if I zoom in, you can see those crossed lines. And that's because I chose a different kind of green, something darker. It will create a lot of hexed textures, and that's what I like for this one. Maybe a little bit more like so. And then I'm going to create a new layer on top of that because I love to play with color and with a lot of textures. And we're going to choose white. And now I'm going to change to another set. That's the Instant Artist set by Lisa Glantz, and that's one I also like. And I'm going to go to the pattern dots. And let's create lovely kinds of strokes with patterns. Just play with it, not too much, just to have fun. So here and some here. And I'm going to also do that with this brown color. And maybe like so. Just play a little bit with it. Yes, I like that. And maybe some kind of, what is it? Mustardy yellow. Just to give it some color and brightness. And to play around with. Then I'm going to create a new layer on top of that, and I go to my black one and I'm choosing the pattern lines, and you can make adjustments to that for going to your grain. If your one is too big, I now have it at 18%, but you can play with it to make the stripes a lot bigger, but 18 is nice for this piece I'm working on right now. Am I on a new layer? Yeah, I already did that. And I'm going to make I have to be on a selection again because I lost my selection. So I'm going again to select this one and go to that new layer. And I'm going to create just a stripe. Just play with it, just where I like it. Maybe choose to have some white here also. Just create some fun shapes. And for the next one, I'll be creating a new layer on top of that. And I'm keeping my white. And I go to this lovely marking star, which is kind of like a flower, but it's a fun flower to me, so very creative. Lisa did a great job on that. And I want to have it bigger. And also here. Maybe here. Yes, and perhaps a brown one. Do it on a new layer because when I don't like it, I can play with it and easily get rid of it. No, indeed, I didn't like that one. Maybe a different color. Yeah, that would be fun. Create a little one in here. No, it's a little bit messy. Maybe the outer strokes. Just the outer strokes I took on this part. So I'm going to do that here also because this is a little smaller, so here you can see the flowers. And I think we are already there. What can we use? Let's play with a new layer, and the splatters will be nice, I think. In yellow, well, let's try. Oh yeah. Just to have some fun colors and textures. And maybe we can play outside of these lines. I think it already looks very cute. Maybe, let me try. You see, I'm very in the moment with this. I did practice a little, but not too much. But maybe when I think, well, the white is off, it's blending too much in the background. So I need to maybe create some shadow behind it. So let's play with that. I'm going to duplicate this one and let's make it visible. Yeah, you can now see the black through it. Now I don't want that because then I don't like the color too much. So what I need to do now is to create this one and make it a white one. Oh, let's duplicate it again. That's much faster. And this one is still invisible. This will be my reference, no matter. And for this one, I'm going to create a white one, opaque. So it won't be see-through anymore. So I'm going to select this one with white and I touch fill layer. So now I have my white one underneath everything, so it's not see-through to this black one. And now I can remove this black one a little bit to the right. It's still on snapping, I don't like that for this. So now I can choose my own pace on how I want to move it. Maybe like so. And then lower the opacity a bit. And mostly I'm going towards the end point, the N95 from Tombow. That's what I'm aiming for the color. And maybe put it a little bit back. Yes, maybe I'm going to play again. Let me see. Let's duplicate this one again. And now I'm taking the upper part and this one I'm going to make it dark again. Let me see. Oh yes, it's at the same place. Maybe I want to move this one a little bit back so I only see the lines. So let me try that and move it. Yes. So you see what I've done here? So I've got the green one. Let me explain it by the layers. This one is the reference, which one is invisible. Then I've got my green and all the textures on top. And that's my basic layer. Then I have a white one to make it not see-through to the black underneath it. And then I have a small black one that will make this line here all around, because that's moved a little bit. And this one is the gray one, but then in its lower opacity, so that's about 10% now. And maybe, let me see, let me zoom out. Maybe I want to be a little bit of this line, the black line, also underneath. So I'm going to move this one a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes, there it is. A little bit towards the side and a little bit underneath. And now I think the white will stand out behind, against the background. So that's something we want to do and play with. You see, I'm very into the moment and just try to see what I like at the moment. But for now, I think this one is a lovely and kind of spring-like cue for this one. So I hope you liked it. I work a little bit messy in my mind, but I hope you get the point of this one. It's just about playing in the moment and have fun with colors and textures. So see you in the next one. Thank you for watching this episode until the very end. If you like this video and think I've earned it, please give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. More detailed tutorials can be found on SkillShare. These and all other links can be found in the description below. Thanks again for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!